Hello, happy Monday. Welcome to my kitchen. I did not do a video Sunday because we went out to dinner. We had dance competition Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And honestly, by the time we were done yesterday, I just didn't have it in me to cook. We went to Costco, we went to Aldi, and we went to dinner. And that's fine because sometimes you just have to do that. And I knew that going into the weekend that there was a good chance that I wasn't going to be cooking any of the 3 days, but I did actually cook one of them. So that's good. But where it's Monday, let me show you what we're going to make for dinner tonight. All right, we are making teriyaki chicken with broccoli, with carrots and then Brussels sprouts on the side and some rice. So I've got about 3 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast from Butcher Box that I'm going to cut up into small bite-sized pieces, and I will saute it in the pan, and I just realized I need to get my sesame oil. But we're going to make a teriyaki sauce with some honey, coconut aminos. This is what I use in place of soy sauce. This is just some cornstarch that I get from Azure Standard. This is also from Azure. The honey I get from Costco. And then I'm going to top it with some sesame seeds, but we have some onions, some garlic, some red pepper flakes, and some ginger, some brown sugar. The Brussels sprouts I got at Aldi. They were on sale this week. I grabbed these carrots today. I could have shredded my own, but honestly, they're like $1 or something at Walmart, and I was there. So I just went ahead and grabbed that. And then I've got my rice. I cook this in my Instant Pot. I get it from Azure Standard. It's the Lundberg family basmati rice. Basmati rice is typically lower in arsenic, and the Lundberg family rice, this one is the organic one, and it's grown in California. And I might cut up a pineapple to go along with it. But this is what we're going to have for dinner. I'm going to get the chicken going. I'm going to cut up my Brussels sprouts. I've got 1 cast iron to put into the oven for the Brussels sprouts and 1 cast iron to cook the chicken and teriyaki and carrots in. So that is what we're doing. I will take you along. My chicken is cooking away. It's just starting to get a little brown on it, which is actually exactly what I want. I'm going to go ahead and add some carrots in. The only thing I seasoned my chicken with was pepper because we are going to season up our sauce. I already started some of it. It's got water, brown sugar, and honey, and the coconut aminos in there right now. I have to add in the rest of it. And because the coconut aminos are salty, and so I didn't add any salt yet, but we'll salt to taste as we need it. Right, in my pan, I've got that chicken. I added the carrots, and I added the sauce, except for the cornstarch slurry, which I will add in here in just a few minutes. Just letting this flavor meld together, and then I'll add that in and just let it thicken, and then that will be done. And my Brussels sprouts are almost done. My rice has 7 minutes left, and I'm going to work on cutting up some pineapple. Dinner's done. I got a pineapple cut up. We've got our rice cooked. The teriyaki chicken is all done, and then our Brussels sprouts are nice and crispy. And so this is dinner for Monday night. Tuesday, welcome to my kitchen. It is co-op day. I volunteer at co-op, so I am gone a lot of the day. We come home really quick, get ready, bring my daughter to dance, and then I come home and work on dinner. So dinner needs to be something quick and easy tonight. So let me turn the camera around and show you what I'm making. All right, I have this Betty Crocker Big Book of Weeknight Dinners. I love cookbooks. I have a very large collection of them, but I'm terrible at using them. I am like just kind of fly by the seat of my pants a lot when I cook, but I think it is a good goal to try to cook out of a cookbook like 1 night a week, even if I don't follow the recipe exactly. So I'm going to make this barbecue beef and bow tie dinner. It calls for a red bell pepper. I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to use some onion and bow tie pasta. I don't think I have bow ties, so I'm just going to use a different kind. But I have a pound of Butcher Box ground beef. So this is grass-fed, grass-finished ground beef. And I get this in my Butcher Box every time. I do have a $50 off code. If you want to try Butcher Box, you can check the description for the $50 off code. But that is what we're going to do for dinner tonight, probably with a salad. So when it's time to make dinner tonight, I'll come back and show you what I'm doing. It's about 5 o'clock, so I'm going to start working on dinner. I have my ingredients to make homemade honey mustard dressing, so that's what we're going to start with. So to make honey mustard dressing, you just need mayo, and we really like this Primo Kitchen mayo. I got this from Thrive last time because Costco used to carry it, and they stopped carrying it. They did switch to a different one, which we haven't tried yet. I do have one in the pantry. a yellow mustard. This I got from Azure Standard. Some honey, Costco, Lakewood organic lemon juice, Azure, and then some Dijon mustard, also Azure. So we are going to mix all these ingredients together and make a delicious homemade honey mustard dressing for our salad. And just like that, we have honey mustard dressing for dinner tonight in literally like 5 minutes. The pasta dish out of that cookbook I showed you earlier. Again, we're going to use the Butcher Box ground beef. I've got salt, pepper, onion. This is the same cheese I'm going to use on our salad. It is a sharp cheddar cheese from Azure Standard. Bought it in a 5-pound block and shredded it, froze most of it. This is what's left in our refrigerator. I did not have the bow tie pasta, and so I'm going to use elbow macaroni, also obviously from Azure. A can of corn, also Azure. Better than bouillon instead of broth. I typically just keep this on hand. I do make broth sometimes, but since we moved, I have not had time to do that. And so I just use better than bouillon. And so I'll use that. And then we just have some Trader Joe's organic barbecue sauce. So those are all the things. And I'm going to get it going in my pot. Dinner is done. The salad is made. The honey mustard dressing, homemade croutons, and then the barbecue pasta. And it's just some sourdough toast to have on the side. And that is dinner for tonight. Thursday, Wednesday I worked, so my husband was on his own for dinner. So for dinner tonight, I'm going to try to make beef taquitos. So I've got some ground beef from Butcher Box that I'm going to cook up. And then I pulled out a bag of these sprouted corn tortillas from Azure Standard. They are frozen, so I'm just going to let both of these thaw out. And I will bring you back when I make dinner later this evening. I'm just getting home. My husband cooked up the meat for me. When I got home, I just added in some water and taco seasoning, and I'm letting that cook away. I'm going to add some cheese in there and mix it all together, and then we're going to put it into the corn tortillas. I'm going to warm them up with probably like a paper towel to try to keep some moisture in there, so that way hopefully they'll be pliable and I can roll them. If worst comes to worst, I will just fold them in half and do them that way. Well, these are going to go into the oven, but they all started out pliable, and as I moved on to the next ones, they like dried out and cracked, so they definitely are not going to be pretty. Dinner is ready. They did not turn out very good looking, but we're still going to eat them. There is pineapple, a Southwest dressing, a salad with tortilla strips on the top. These are the only ones that look somewhat decent. And then sour cream salsa and guacamole. And then these are the ones that did not turn out. We are still going to eat them, but these corn tortillas were incredibly difficult to work with. I would have been better off folding them. They rolled fine, but as soon as they were sitting there, I was rolling the other ones, they all started cracking. So anyways, there you go. That's dinner for Thursday night. It is Friday morning, and I'm just pulling out some ground beef for dinner tonight. I am all out of Butcher Box ground beef, I think. So I am using this Thousand Hills grass-fed beef. This is another really good company. They are in Minnesota. I don't know if they are elsewhere as well, but I ordered an entire case of this from Azure Standard. And it's just a really good ground beef. So I'm going to pull this out and let it thaw out, and this is what we're going to use, and I'm going to make cheeseburger sliders for dinner tonight. Right, I am home from work, and I am cooking up those 2 pounds of ground beef with some onions. My husband is working on shredding some cheese. I have my cast iron pan out and ready. These are the buns that we're going to make the sliders out of, and once this meat is cooked, then we will add in some ketchup, mustard, mayo. I'll do some seasonings and some chopped pickles, and then we'll put it on the bottom half of the buns, sprinkle some cheese, put the tops over, throw them in the oven and bake them, and we're going to have some chips on the side and possibly like a salad or fruit or something like that. So the meat mixture is all mixed together. It's got a bunch of seasonings, and again, mustard and mayo, pickles, Worcestershire, and ketchup. And now I'm going to get it going on the buns. Right, here are the buns with the meat and the cheese. Now I'm going to put the tops back on, and then I'm going to brush them with butter and put sesame seeds on the top, and then throw them in the oven. Right, dinner is done. The cheeseburger sliders are nice and toasty. I cut up some Care oranges. These were on sale at Aldi for $2.99 a bag. And then we've just got some different kinds of chips. And this is what we're gonna have for dinner on this Friday night. For Saturday's dinner, I am going to throw into the crock pot a barbecue bean and kielbasa dish. It is a favorite around here. We make it fairly regularly. I got this turkey sausage from Fare for All, so that is what I'm going to slice up. Some fully cooked bacon from Costco. And then it calls for chicken broth, but I just use Better Than Bouillon with water. Some kidney beans, Great Northern beans, black beans, chili powder, barbecue sauce, ketchup, onion, mustard, Worcestershire sauce, syrup, apple cider vinegar, and molasses. So it is a lot of ingredients, but it's super, super delicious and a family favorite. So I'm going to get all of this into my crock pot. Everything's in the crock pot and mixed together. I'm just gonna put it on low and let it cook until we are ready to eat. Everything in here is fully cooked, so we're just basically heating things through. The longer it sits, the better the flavor is, but if you let it go too long, then the sausage kind of starts to disintegrate. So it's kind of a balance. It's about 2 o'clock now. We'll probably eat in about 4.5 hours. Hey, it's about 6 o'clock, and I'm gonna get working on some cornbread muffins to go with our dinner tonight. And we're just going to use some cornmeal, some eggs, baking powder, baking soda, flour, sugar, honey, butter, and milk, and get them going. Yeah. Dinner is done. Cornbread muffins are done. And the barbecue beans and bacon kielbasa dish is done. And that is dinner for this Saturday night. I will see you next week for what we ate in a week next week.